From the National Newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Jason White. Former Finance Minister Chrystia Freeland is daring her rival leadership candidates to pledge they will run under the Liberal banner in the next election, even if they lose their bid to lead the party.
Freeland says vowing to run and sit in Parliament no matter who wins the leadership race is the mark of a candidate who is serious in running for Canadians, not just themselves. Freeland also says in a letter to the other candidates that she wants the party to hold 4 debates, 2 English, 2 French, as soon as possible. Rival candidate Mark Carney was set to seize the spotlight this morning at an event where Northern Ontario MPs were going to endorse him. But that press conference was scrapped due to a scheduling conflict. Kyle Duggan, the Canadian Press, Ottawa.
Defense Minister Bill Blair is not committing to Canada being able to hit its 2% NATO defense spending target within the next few years. U.S. President Donald Trump says NATO allies are not paying their fair share. He now insists they should spend 5% of their GDP on defense. Ontario Premier Doug Ford says he will call an election on Wednesday. That would send voters in Canada's largest province to the polls February 27th, more than a year before the province's fixed election date. Ford is using the threat of 25% tariffs from U.S. President Donald Trump to justify his early election call. The opposition parties say Ford already has a mandate to protect the province's interests and call the snap election self-serving. The federal industry minister says Ottawa will reconsider its business relationship with Amazon after the company said it would close all 7 of its Quebec warehouses. Industry Minister François-Philippe Champagne says he won't discuss details of how the government might respond.
I'm not going to tell them what I'm going to do in advance. That's called negotiation 101. Let them reconsider. Let them figure out what we might do as a review.
Amazon denies the closures are related to a recent unionization push. The federal government is providing Canada Post with a $1 billion loan amid its recent financial struggles. The Postal Service says the funding will help it maintain solvency and keep operating, but it does not solve its structural issues. A Florida man went on a diet of meat, cheese, and butter, and it's left his hands literally seeping cholesterol.
A man in his 40s achieved a rare complication with his high-fat diet, in which he chowed on 6 to 9 pounds of cheese, sticks of butter, and daily hamburgers. Remarkably, he reported losing weight, increased energy, improved mental clarity. His cholesterol, through the roof. So much so, he got a rare condition of it forming yellowish nodules on his hands and elbows. Heart docs at Tampa General Hospital described the case in the Journal of the AMA Cardiology. Chuck Sievertson, ABC News.
This is the Canadian Press. In sports, the Western Conference leading Winnipeg Jets are home tonight to the Utah Hockey Club. The Jets are the only Canadian NHL team in action tonight. The Ottawa Redblacks have re-signed defensive back Darius Pickett to a 1-year contract extension. Pickett was a league all-star in 2023 and a divisional all-star twice. New Toronto FC coach Robin Fraser says Italian star Federico Bernardeschi will play a more attacking role this season.
So I don't intend to play him as a wingback. I hate to say anything set in stone, but I can't imagine a scenario in which I would want to play him as a wingback.
Previous coach John Herdman converted him to a wingback last season. And 4-time Canadian champion Carrie Anerson sticking with her current lineup for the upcoming Scotties Tournament of Hearts, despite lead Breanne Harrison being reinstated from a provisional doping ban earlier this month. Harris hasn't curled competitively in almost a year. The tournament starts February 14th in Thunder Bay, Ontario. From the Canadian Press, I'm Jason White.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.